y'all, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you're returning.
Seeing eyes of mine, what do you feel?
I'm so excited to have y'all here today. These are some of my favorite projects I believe I've ever done. Today we are going to be making this larger sign and the two sconces and this super easy windmill with an interchangeable sign. Y'all, this was so easy. I'm not even sure I would call it a DIY, but I love how it turned out. I posted it on my Facebook, and my husband came home and I was like, you want to see what I made? And his first reaction was, I've already seen and I loved it. So anyway, it's really easy, but all these projects are easy. I hope you all enjoy this video today, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Okay, DIY number 1 is going to be the larger sign. I start off with 4 of these yardsticks. They're different. One is from Lowe's and the other 3 are from the Home Depot. Actually, I may only use 3. I can't remember. Nope, I have 4 there. One thing I wish I would have done is sanded those down because those letters are kind of raised, but that's okay. I made it work. So I just go in with some folk art black chalk paint. Do one good coat on the front and the sides. Don't worry about the back. I did the back on one of them and then I just was like, nah. Then I'm going to go in with some burnt umber, I think is what that was called, from Apple Barrel. And doing the same thing, just a coat of that right on top of the black. We're layering a little bit here. And now we're going to go in with some white. This is folk art chalk paint also. I love chalk paint. I'm just cleaning off my brush here. Do a pretty good layer of the white. It doesn't have to be a perfect coat, y'all. This is very messy coats, but we're going to distress it and it's all going to come together. So now I'm going in with some antique wax in antique. And I'm just doing the same thing. Putting a layer right on top. We're just layering. And when we go to distress it, it looks amazing. So I'm taking this little tool and I'm just making some little like knot holes that would maybe naturally be in the wood. I liked how this turned out, how it looked like there was knot holes. And I'll go in later and accentuate those a little bit. This is just a little brush I got at the Dollar Tree. Don't even know what it is, but I'm going to use it to distress. I just take those bristles and run it across, and the look that it gives is so neat. It just takes some of that paint off, and then I don't even know how to explain it, but it looks so good. Here is a heat gun that I bought, not a heat gun, I'm sorry, a wood burning kit that I bought at Target. It was like $8. Never used it before. I've had it for like 4 months. I'm just now getting it out of the package. Comes with a bunch of these little tips to do all kinds of things, but I'm new at this, so I'm just going to do as little as possible. So I'm just taking it and accentuating some of those. Is that even the word I'm looking for? I don't even know. I'm just taking it and making some of those knot holes appear a little bolder, making a few little lines on it like wood grain. Love how this turned out though. Do all 4 of the boards exactly the same. No difference in any of them. Now, the backing for our sign is just a piece of foam board from the Dollar Tree, y'all. $1. Didn't even cut it down. I'm using it at this exact same size. So now I'm just taking the boards. I measured them out, cut them down with my little handsaw. I'm just going to glue them on just as a frame around the foam board. Just hot glue. That's all I'm using for now. Just make the whole frame all the way around it, all 4 sides. Now I'm going to go back in with my little staple gun here, and I'm just going to reinforce it a little bit. Not a lot of staples, and really that step could probably be skipped if you wanted to. I picked the saying, I still remember the days I prayed for the things I have now. I just love that saying. Made a little decal on my Cricut, and I'm putting it on there now. But y'all, you can use any saying you want. It doesn't have to be this. This is just a saying that I love, and it's going to go above my bed. And I prayed for years for a man that, well, I say years, but I got married really young. But from the time I could get a boyfriend, I just prayed for God to send me the right man. And he sent my husband 28 years ago. And he's my best friend, y'all. He's my everything, my biggest supporter, everything. So I just want to remind myself, I prayed for these things one time. So keep praying for things, and here down the road, you're going to look back and say, you know what? I remember when I prayed for that. And right now I'm praying for my YouTube journey. Y'all help your girl out. But this is what it turned out, how it turned out. And I'm in a hotel, so I have to watch what I can hang, but I can use command strips. So I just hung this above our bed, and I love how it turned out. And it's a really big piece. Y'all, it cost me $4. DIY number 2 is some sconces to go along with it. So I'm just taking 2 of these holiday signs. I'm using the Beware signs from Halloween. And that's because I like that little scallop at the top and the bottom. I was going to do a little something different with them, but then once I got started, this is what I actually came out with. Also using 2 of those hanging things. Hanging hooks. I don't even know what they're called. Let's see if I can put it up there where you can read it. No, I can't read it. Maybe y'all can, but they're just in the garden section at Dollar Tree. I'm using 2 of these stick-up lights. They work perfectly for this project, and 2 containers. I'm using these galvanized buckets, and these are all from the Dollar Tree also. You can use anything that you find, or any lights, anything you want to use for this, but I loved that galvanized look, and I galvanized it just a little bit more, just to stress it a little bit more, just to make it exactly how I want it. So I'm taking off the hanger, and y'all, that one apparently had no sticker. I couldn't believe it. I was glad though. Now I am taking my folk art chalk paint, and I'm just giving it one good coat, not worrying about the back, messy coat, doing the front. This is pretty much the same as those boards we did for the outside of our frame. Just going over it one good time, doing the front, or actually the back and the sides. That's what it looks like after the coat of black. Now we're going to go in with, I want to say that's truffle chalk paint from Waverly. We're going to do a messy coat on this. There's no rhyme or reason to this at all, because I want this to look like wood when I'm finished with it, not like particle board. So I'm just going through with a really messy coat of that. This is, again, layering. We're just layering and then distressing. Now we're going to go in with another really messy coat of the white in folk art chalk paint. I love the chalk paint for the coverage it gives. Even a messy coat, it covers so much. And the distressing, the way it distresses, it looks so good. So another coat. It's already beginning to get like a wood grain look, and that's probably because of my brush and that paint. So now we're going in with, again, the Waverly Wax and Antique, and I'm just going to paint this on. Again, really messy coat, no rhyme or reason, there's really not a tutorial that I've got for y'all, because this is just how I do my projects, and it's messy. Then I'm going to take a baby wipe, and I'm going to wipe a lot of that off. It's not really wiping it off, it's blending it in. So I just take it, run it over that, go back in with some of the wax, the antique wax and the black, and just darken it up a little bit more. I do both of these boards exactly the same way. There's no difference whatsoever in either board. Just layer and distress. Basically, that's all there is to it. I love how that turned out. Y'all, I think that looks like wood. So here I'm just showing you, I'm going to take some of that black and I'm just going to stipple it on. Is that the word I want to use? I don't even know. I'm going to stipple it on with my junk brush is what I call it. That poor brush has been through so much. but I love it. It's one of my favorite brushes. So just going through and stippling it on and distressing a little bit. And I just wanted it to look a little more worn than just that bright galvanized. So here's our wood. Both pieces look identical. There may be a few differences. Now, y'all know I like to show you my mistakes because I don't want you to think that crafting is great. So I'm going to show you here what I did. I measure now. I do pretty good at measuring on this one, though. I seriously get it really, really close to where I wanted it, and I'm just totally shocked. But I used some E6000 and some hot glue, and I'm going to try and glue this metal onto this wood, and it does not want to stay. Doesn't matter how much E6000 I get, doesn't matter how much hot glue. I guess it's because of the metal from what I'm understanding, but it's just not staying. Look how easily that came off. So I'm picking it off. Here I go again. Why do I not learn my lesson? I mean, I have to do something like 3 times, y'all, before I realize, okay, that's not going to work. So trying it again, still doesn't work. I'm even reinforcing it with the hot glue, still doesn't work. So I come up with a little bit of an alternative. And I think it's because of that metal sticking to the wood. It just, or maybe it's the metal sticking to that. I don't know. I don't have any clue what happened, but it would not stick. So I'm taking one of these little ovals that I got in a variety wood pack at Hobby Lobby. And I've decided I'm going to stick that down. I glued it down. It glued perfectly. And I'm just going to go over it with some of the black and the wax just to kind of give it the same feel. Here I'm taking this Jenga block because I'm going to drill a hole, and my screws are a little long, so I wanted to make sure they wouldn't scrape my wall. So I decided to glue a Jenga block on the back for the drill to go through. Here's another mistake, y'all. It does not, I cannot get it right the first time. The second time, finally get it right the third time. This is just my little Milwaukee drill that my husband bought me. I love it. I don't know how exactly to use it. Probably I'm not using it right, but it works. It drills a hole. That's all I want. So I'm just marking where I'm going to put my holes. I marked both of those holes, but I actually only use one screw. And then I reinforce the rest with hot glue. So here we go. Got it in the wrong place. Taking it off. Going to put it back in another place. Get it in the wrong place again. Yada, yada, yada. You know, y'all know my drill. I don't do anything right the first time. But I want to show you crafting's not perfect and you're going to make mistakes. And look at that manicure, y'all. I told you it would not last. I need to start wearing gloves, but I just hate them. I have really short, fat fingers, and gloves just don't work for me. So there I go. Split the wood. Going to take it off again. This time I decided to go ahead and drill the hole in the front, out the back, so I can see exactly where to put that Jenga block. I do that, and then it works out great. I get it on there. Now we're going to screw that. I just screw the bottom one in. I don't really worry about the top because once that bottom one's in, it's got a real secure hold. So then I just take my hot glue and just reinforce it all the way around and in that other hole, the top hole. So I just go right through it. Y'all see I'm in my pajamas crafting. I'm just going through and reinforcing around the circle and around the actual hook just to make sure that thing is not going anywhere. Now we're going to stick our light inside of our bucket. I'm just showing you can take that apart to get the batteries. I'm going to show you again here. So even when it's in there, you can take it apart, put the batteries in, put it back. So this I measure again. I'm using more E6000 and hot glue. This one doesn't stay the first time either. I don't know if I show you that or not, but I finally get it to stay. Yeah, I did show you. I use gobs of glue, y'all. I'm not even going to lie. I had to pick glue off this for days. But then I go around and I reinforce it also. So it's a really good hold. They've been up in my house or in my hotel room for a week, and I've had absolutely zero trouble. They're not even remotely trying to come apart. So this is what they look like. This is not the best picture I'm still learning on my editing, y'all, so you'll have to forgive me. I hate these blurred lines on the side. I'm trying to fix that. Savvy Crafts with Savannah is trying to help me, so hopefully I'll get there. And this is what the whole setup looks like. I paired it with my sign, and I love it. I love how it looks. Can't wait to get it home and put it up at home. Now, DIY number 3 is going to be a windmill. This is the easiest thing ever. So I went to the Dollar Tree the other day just walking around, and I found these collapsible wreath stands. These are perfect to make a fairly good sized windmill with. I'm not sure how tall they are, but it's a pretty good sized piece. Then I just get one of these welcome, I guess it's like a hanger, I don't know, but it came with that little chain. Keep that chain because we're going to use it. So what I'm showing you is there's a little circle back here, okay? And I'm just going to, okay, see that? It's like a hook. I'm going to bend my back just a little bit because I'm basically just going to hang it on that hook there on the wreath stand. And I'm just going to reinforce it with some glue. Some hot glue and some super glue. That's all I'm going to do. It's so easy, y'all. Now, you can glue this welcome sign down to the stand if you want to. And I do that at first, but then I didn't reinforce it very well, so it comes apart, but I really don't mind that because once it's up on this wreath stand, it doesn't really move. This is going to be out on at home I have a covered deck on the back of my house, and that's where this is going to be. I needed some decor for out there. So here you see I'm trying to, and you can, super glue will hold it. I do some super glue, I just didn't get enough on there, but it will hold it. So now I'm just going in with some like gunmetal, I believe it is, because this is really black. It's got a really black look to it, and that's just not, I like black, but I wanted this kind of like galvanized look, but it's not really galvanized. I don't know how to explain it. So I just go through and I paint the stand, and then I paint the welcome, and then I also paint the windmill, the fans of the windmill, the insides of the windmill, all that. Just a light coat, nothing major. And I don't even mind that I don't get full coverage, but I wanted some of that black covered up. So now I'm going in with this copper. Oh, y'all, this makes this project, I promise you. I got this at Walmart, and I'm opening it just to see if I actually had it open. I take a baby wipe, and I'm just going to go through here and dab. I'm using this like rust, like where something would rest, so I really do heavy-handed on the blades. And I love how this turned out. This, I can never really pick a favorite, but this is probably one of my favorite projects I've ever done because it's so easy. Y'all, $2, $2, and you get and for some people it may not be what you want, and that's fine. And I've seen a lot of YouTubers redo these windmill things, and I love how they all look. And everybody's got their own spin. This is just my spin. I've been wanting to make one for my deck. Could never. Look how gorgeous that is. Y'all, that's beautiful. Or in my eyes. Could never find how I wanted it. And then I found this plant stand, and I was like, yep. Or not plant stand. Wreath hanger, and I was like, yep, that's it. So now I'm going to take one of these little boards you get from Walmart, or I got mine at the Dollar Tree. They come 6 or 8 in a pack. They're just the little rectangles. And at first I just think I'm going to paint it white. Then put some black in it. I've changed my mind. I just go back with that same silver that I went over the whole hanger and the windmill with. I did the front, the back, and the sides because I'm going to make this a reversible sign. Now we're going to take that copper and we're going to go in and do some distressing. Oh, I love this copper. When you sand it down, it's got that rusty look. Like it doesn't look, I don't know how to explain it, y'all. And the pictures do not do this thing justice. It is gorgeous. I can't wait to get home and put it on my deck because I'm going to put some fairy lights around it. When I do that, I'll try to insert a picture, but I want to put some fairy lights around it and put it on my deck out back. So I'm really excited for that. So I got it all distressed, and we're putting a little bit more of that copper on there. Distressing with my little finger sander. Now here's that chain. It had 6 links in it. I took it apart, 3 links each. So we've got 2 links now with 3 links on it. I don't even know if I explained that right, but I just go over that with that silver and that or that metal and that copper, and just kind of distress those because I want it to all be cohesive and all of it, you know, look nice. So there's my wood. Now we're going to, let's see what we're going to do. Oh, I've marked holes, so we're going to drill some holes in here because we are going to actually hang this from the part that says welcome. So it's really cute how it turns out. I only did one sign like for now, but I totally am going to, I have so many more of those little rectangle pieces of wood. I'm going to totally go through and make signs for every season, like fall, Christmas, all that. Summer, spring, all that. I'm going to do that because it's so cute and it's so easy to interchange it. So we're just putting those chains on there. I'm just seeing how it hangs, which y'all can't see right now. I'm out of frame, but again, learning with this YouTube. Now see, look at the angle here. I love this. I have no clue how I got this angle, but I love it. So I've printed a decal off on my Cricut, and this one says Nethery Homestead. If you don't know, my last name is Nethery, and it will also say established 1993. Y'all, that's when I got married 28 years ago. I'm old, and I've been with my husband for more than half my life. So watch this, y'all. Y'all see anything? Y'all notice anything? I didn't. So I put my Nethery on there, and I'm going right along, and I'm like, oh, wow, this project's going so easy. Yeah, I should have never said that, because then it goes downhill. But I eventually fixed it. I saw Savannah on Savvy Crafts with Savannah had done the same exact thing that I did. So I'm missing my S in Homestead. I'm going through looking for it. Can't find it. I'm like, oh, man, I'm going to have to make another one. Then I find it. It's on the actual other paper from the Cricut. So I just put it back on there, get it on there. I am going to Mod Podge this just because it's going to be outside, but I do have a covered porch. Not sure how it'll do out in the elements, but I'm going to Mod Podge it just in case. But that's exactly where mine's going, is on the porch. So here, this one says Nethery Homestead, established 1993. And this says, I love this, ish. Depends on who you are. Because remember, there's already a welcome on the Windmill. So what it'll say is welcome-ish. It depends on who you are, whether I'm welcoming you or not. I just thought it was cute, little bit of humor. And, you know, we got to laugh at something. So now I'm just taking and I'm completely out of frame here. I'm just taking my little chain links, sticking them on there. Not rocket science, y'all. I'm testing it out. And this is what it looks like, y'all. I love, love, love this project. It's so cute. And I have this little side table on my back deck that I'm going to put it on. Look at the difference that copper made, y'all. Is that not gorgeous? And I don't even think you can tell that little sign down there is wood. To me, I mean, except for maybe the edges, to me it blends right in. Love, love, love this project. Thank y'all so much for all of your support. It means so much to me. Remember, we have a giveaway going on. Visit my channel to find out the details. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks again so much for visiting, y'all. Have a great day.